cool thing I noticed during our first week of classes, which we can talk about more later,
for sure,
but was getting some lunch, and you know I frequent the Select Quadrangle cafeteria, and the pasta place there really expanded their selections, and I say expanded, and really they just reverted back to what they originally had. After quite the downsizing.
It's kind of the same situation as when like a store will double the prices and then have a half off sale. It's kind of that same situation.
It really is.
You feel good about it, but like not totally.
Yeah. So, I mean, when they had their whole restructuring where they brought in this sort of more
new management.
New management.
They laid off quite a few people.
They did. They really
tech
did.
Layoffs, really.
And sort of changed to an online order kind of food court system. They had this pasta place. They had all these, they had options out the wazoo.
Pasta buono.
Pasta buono.
Which I believe means pasta good.
I do. It might mean good pasta. I'm not entirely sure on the order there.
Hard to say.
But, I mean, the pasta certainly was good.
It's okay.
Until they removed over half of their selection,
including but not limited to shrimp scampi, which I never got to try. Which is one of the great tragedies.
Quite a few people were really egging that on.
We knew you wanted to,
and
we just wanted that for you.
They got rid of the make your own pasta,
which was big for me because that's basically all.
That was a dagger because that was just a combination of options in itself. But they brought it back. They brought it back. I can't be thankful enough. I don't know who to thank, but probably their, like you said, new management. I don't know.
Pasta buono job. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I want to ask you about something that we talked about maybe last episode, maybe 2 episodes ago. We were talking a bit about how you wanted to do more things that you would usually do in the morning before you went to sleep at night. Do you remember talking about that a little bit?
I remember saying that.
You couldn't really think of a lot because you're not going to shower before going to bed, right?
I mean, that was actually one of the only ones that I could think of. But I also wasn't going to
then
do
you
that.
vetoed that. Okay, so my question is, let's say, and this probably happened to you before. Let's say you wake up late. You got somewhere to be pretty soon. What is the order of things that you would not do?
Order of operations.
To get there on time. What are you striking, like, just in terms of viably getting to your commitment?
I would say the first thing. Well, okay, it's a little bit context dependent. I would say. Assuming that I've showered the previous day, I would cut the shower. First, probably.
Sure.
Just because it's a significant amount of time.
It's definitely a time sink. Time bath, maybe.
Exactly. And just goes down the drain. And so it's like I'm probably respectable enough where I'm at.
Sure. If you showered the day before, then every other day, some people do that on a regular basis.
Yeah, exactly. I've had stretches of that before. And so that's probably getting cut first.
Sure.
If I didn't shower the day before, then it's questionable.
Definitely.
Maybe I'll just be late.
Sure.
I mean, that's the other thing is that I'm not afraid to be late.
And neither am I. And we both know that. But let's say you're going to be there on time. Like, you need to be there on time.
Yes.
And let's say there are other people there. Like, it's a social event of some kind. So you're interacting.
I would say after that, probably I don't know. I would say occasionally brushing teeth gets cut. And we just hope.
What can you do?
We just hope, it's okay. I would say that probably does get cut next. Maybe putting on deodorant, stuff like that.
Sure, just all the personal hygiene.
Yeah, really just making sure that I'm
as least presentable as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Oh, actually, before brushing teeth. Well, yeah, probably before brushing teeth, putting in contacts.
Great. That's a great one.
And I just go with glasses instead.
Cool.
So if you see me wearing glasses, that's probably something along those lines. Not necessarily, but that is cut. I probably should have gone through and figured out what do I usually do anyway, in the morning? Because now I'm trying to like think about like what doesn't get cut. We can go there and maybe approach from the other side. Getting dressed.
Yeah, that's a big one. I think I got to do that one.
Yes.
Just for fear of legal repercussions.
I guess another one that does get cut, making my bed.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't even do that.
I don't ever do that in the morning.
There you go. So you consistently cut that day to day.
Huge time saver.
Massive time saver. I would say what doesn't get cut, turning off my alarm. That I'm going to do that.
Sure.
Okay. What does get, we're kind of doing a one for one.
Okay.
What does get cut? Flossing. Don't do that anyway. So that's always going to cut. Yeah. We're going to maybe stop there. I would say brushing my hair doesn't get cut.
Okay.
Regardless.
Cool.
So that's where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Is this come up from an experience that you've had this week?
No, not really. It was mainly born out of that conversation that we had before, and I was thinking about it. What would I cut? Yeah. So I respect you putting the shower first.
Yeah.
But I just cannot do that.
You can't cut shower.
I can't cut the shower, at least not right away. I think the first thing I'm cutting is putting in the contacts. Because I'll just throw on the glasses at that point. Exactly. You know what? It's not a big deal. After that,
that's true. That might get cut before shower.
Okay.
It depends.
After that, I would say I'm cutting brushing the hair.
Really?
Yeah. Well, actually, before that, if I needed to shave that day, it's just not happening.
That also gets cut.
It's fine.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. It's not even a big deal.
Yeah.
After that, I'm gonna say probably brushing the hair.
It's interesting.
I'll sort of run my hands through it, get it kind of presentable, but I'm not like pulling out the comb or anything like that.
So you'll shower but not brush your hair.
I will. Well, I haven't gotten in the shower yet. Yeah. Because. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I feel like when I shower, I always brush. But like, I could understand not brushing your hair if you hadn't showered, you know? Because I feel like it's pretty much good.
Why do you say that?
Well, like usually my hair stays, like throughout the night, it stays pretty good as long as it's not wet when I go to bed. So when I wake up, it's pretty similar to when I went to bed.
Oh, I disagree.
Well,
that's why, I mean, I feel like the shower is a good reset for my hair.
Yeah.
But then after that, like, the combing it is like just an extra thing.
Interesting.
So after that, like after I shower, if I don't have time to comb my hair, make it look all nice, I'm just running my hands through it out the door.
Yeah.
As I get in my car.
All right.
I'm trying to think of other things that I do. I feel like shower is something that I'm either cutting last or second to last.
Okay.
Brushing teeth is probably either last or second to last. But deodorant, that would be the probably next thing that I'm cutting.
Yeah. Which I think is fair. You just showered, so
yeah,
you're good.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll see.
Making my bed.
Yes.
it's not even happening. Which, by the way, respect to you if you make your bed, but personally, I don't understand it.
Okay.
I'm gonna, you probably heard this many times before, but my reasoning is that I'm just gonna sleep in it again. So
yeah, and I do think I have heard of some benefits to not making your bed. Mostly that like
there's benefits to not making your bed.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
And that I think like if you make your bed right away, you kind of like trap in some of the whatever like dust and stuff from when you're sleeping. If you can air it out a little bit.
Well,
if
great.
You don't make your bed. But I would say getting into a bed that was just made, not just made,
but made.
made in general.
At all.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it actually feels better. Now, I feel like in my current bed situation, maybe not as much. Don't know why exactly, but it does feel different. Like if you get into a messy bed, it like doesn't feel as comforting, I feel like. But maybe you disagree with that.
No, I mean,
you just haven't felt
I haven't felt the touch of a well-made bed for a while.
The embrace of a well-made bed.
Yeah. I mean, I'll agree that it does feel nicer. I don't know if it feels nice enough for me to make my bed.
To spend those precious seconds making the bed.
I mean, it also, am I tucking in these sheets? Mm-hmm. Am I getting new sheets? I don't know.
New sheets every night.
New sheets every night.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
New sheets on the block. The other argument that I can make for you here is in 7th grade, Mr. Cavaluzzi, my academic skills teacher.
You had a teacher for academic skills?
Yeah. I don't really understand what that class was.
Was this like a class for you specifically on strengthening your academic skills?
Yeah. Yes. They're like pretty weak in this, so we're gonna pull you out of class and we're gonna have you go one-on-one. No, it was for everyone in the grade, and I have no idea like what we did. It was just like you like switched it up every quarter. You went to like a new teacher, and I don't even know.
Okay.
But
I'm with you so far.
A couple things from that class. Number 1, Mr. Cavaluzzi, ex-bodybuilder.
Great.
So, great guy. As all ex-bodybuilders are. Another thing. He made a James Bond reference and then said, does anyone know what that's from? And I raised my hand and said, that's from James Bond. And he gave me a sucker.
There you go.
Number 3, which is, now I've lost why I wrote this up.
We were talking about making your bed. Yeah.
He gave us a list of things, tasks maybe. Things to do to become a millionaire by the time you're 50, guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. And making your bed every day was one of them.
Great. Or maybe you're finding like spare change as you're
right in your sheets. I will say I haven't done that since 7th grade. So I don't know if I'm now disqualified or if I can get back on the train. Maybe by the time I'm 70 now or by the time I'm 60.
Yeah, an offset.
Yeah.
Well, how sure are you that you've done the other tasks on that
Not
list?
at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Right.
No.
Maybe this is common in sort of business circles because my management professor, like last year, gave us a list of like 10 things to do to become successful. And it also included making your bed every morning.
Yeah.
And also haven't been doing that. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
There wasn't a time kind of like this is when you will be successful. So maybe I did disqualify myself entirely.
Probably.
From that, which is unfortunate. Yeah. And he really should have given another like disclaimer about that.
Yeah. Say, oh, by the way, these are non-refundable.
Yeah. These are non-negotiable terms for the success contract.
In perpetuity. Yeah. So just maybe weigh that next time you're waking up. Say, do I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 50 guaranteed? Or just kind of up in the air?
Or can I wait a little bit?
Yeah.
Wait till I'm 60, 70, 80.
Maybe it's still by the time I'm 50, but it's not guaranteed anymore. Hard to say.
Yeah. Nathan, I made an observation the other day, kind of something that I don't know why I was thinking. Oh, actually, I do know why. I was looking at my phone, using
kind of out of the norm.
I don't usually do that.
Yeah.
Using some apps on the second page, which actually is out of the norm.
Okay.
Because the second page is like where the misfit apps go.
Yeah, it's like the second page of Google. You're not going over there.
It's the land of misfit apps. And anyway, I'm there and I see the Lime Studer app.
Oh yeah.
And I'm wondering where did the Lime Studers go? Now I've got a few hypotheses. I can't prove any of them.
Okay, they're missing.
Well, have you seen them around?
Didn't usually. So
I'm telling you, I haven't seen a single one. and they were all over the place. Downtown, they were at, street corners, and they used to be in front of my actual house.
No, yeah.
And there's none now.
Okay.
So I've got a few ideas. One, pilot program just is kicking the bucket. They're done with it. They said this didn't really work out. It's not cost effective.
Yeah.
And I never really saw how it would be, to be honest. Yeah. But somebody obviously did. Mm-hmm. Second idea, just because it's winter, maybe that has some effect on the battery life and just the maintainability of the scooters during the wintertime, or maybe just a safety aspect. They don't want people riding around in icy, snowy conditions on them.
Trying to get sued.
Yeah. So that's another possibility. Third possibility, somebody just picked them up and took them away and got rid of them.
They're just having a great time out in their farm or something.
Yeah. What do you think is the most logical, or not what do you think is the most likely?
Most likely. Least logical, maybe.
Yeah. It's up to you.
Yeah. I don't, because I feel like this has happened a couple times. There used to be the bird scooters. Mm-hmm. Then there was the era of spin. Did you see those? Yeah, those were big. They like to make a lot of noise. I think one of the horns were going off one time when I was walking by them. Then apparently there's a lime story, mm-hmm. Lime era.
Yeah.
And they all seem to go away. So either we have a serial thief, serial scooter killer of sorts, or I'm guessing maybe the companies rescinded them.
Okay.
Because I think another possibility is that they got banned from the city.
Sure.
But if they got banned, I feel like they wouldn't keep popping up. I don't think they would just ban bird and then ban. I feel like they would ban all scooters.
Mm-hmm.
All scooters. Of the mass transit variety.
I guess I could check the app right now. I never tried that.
Okay, that's the one. It's
and see what it says. Maybe it'll say we are no longer servicing your area. If it ever loads.
It's taking a while to load here.
We're in sleep mode.
Sleep mode.
What is this?
They're sleeping. They're hibernating.
LinkedIn requires us to park for the night at 6:01 a.m. We'll be back up and riding at 6 a.m. Well, it's 6 a.m. and they're nowhere to be found.
They have to be parked at 6:01. They're back up at 6.
I'm not entirely sure how that works.
So you can ride them for a minute.
That's a very, very technical way to say that there's no scooters. Yeah, I mean, it's saying no nearby vehicles. Let me just zoom out here.
You got to get on. Oh, there's one.
Wait.
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone again.
That's in rural South Dakota.
I'm looking in rural South Dakota, and I don't even see them here.
That's shocking. I thought that's where they were from.
Maybe they went out of business or something. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they wouldn't have this app still running then, but
I think they would say, "Yeah, we're done." It's not looking good.
It's not looking great for them. I'll say that.
Great for the limes.
So I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
I did really think that maybe it was a battery thing, but now that I'm thinking about it, they might have been gone before then.
Before the winter.
Yeah.
Well, but
the Teslas,
they do great. They thrive in the winter.
I don't think they do.
All right.
I was going to say the opposite. I think they are having some battery issues. Well, it's not them, but all electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Because of the batteries.
Right.
So I was saying maybe, they're just taking them out of commission for the season. It's more of a seasonal thing, kind of like pumpkin spice or, Christmas music.
Right. Right. No electrics.
Yeah.
Electric vehicles. Yeah. Well, the mystery hasn't entirely been solved because that makes it sound like it's a government regulation.
Maybe.
Because it says it's blaming it on Lincoln. Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Sleeping from 6:01.
But it's also not.
Now the question is, are they?
Sorry, I just got a new I reopened the app a second time, and I get a brand new notification.
Yeah.
I think this changes everything.
Okay. This is exciting.
Winter pause.
Winter pause.
We paused our service in Lincoln for the winter. But don't worry, we'll let you know when we are back and ready to ride again. Okay. Remember, our vehicles are still available in other cities, and we'll be happy to help you on any trip, big or small. Thanks for a great season, and we'll see you soon. Well, there you go. I mean, I don't think it's any more clear cut than that. I don't know why they didn't show me this the first time, but here
they've got some more to be done. There you go. Winter pause. You know, that's fair. Everyone does it. MLB. Winter pause.
Yeah.
Other sports.
Other sports that I'm not thinking about at the moment.
Yeah, everyone does it, and yeah.
Listen, I will just say they haven't really been missed.
Okay, they've been. Maybe if you could continue the pause.
Observed their absence, so I used them the one time, like we talked about. Never went back. If they come back, I won't. I still won't use them. So
I do appreciate that you keep the app around, though.
I do keep the app. Well, it came in handy right now. So who knows when it will come in handy again?
Yeah, it comes in handy in explaining
why it's so useless.
Reminding you that there are no scooters around.
Yeah,
that brings joy. To see that there's not.
I mean, I'm not strong enough to be like you and only have 20 apps on my phone. Although I certainly could get rid of this Lime app.
Yeah.
It
wouldn't be missed. Much like the scooters.
I've got all these. I was listening to a podcast, though, that was talking about iPhone organization.
Okay.
And
sounds riveting.
It was. And I was thinking about how I organize my iPhone. Because I've got a lot of folders here.
You do.
It's not super visually appealing.
Okay.
It's kind of like, and also there's no real rhyme or reason to. This is probably rhyme without reason,
right?
For
you just show me
where I'm putting like certain apps.
Yeah.
I mean, the apps go into the folder, but then like besides that, I don't know why I've got like messages, calendar, clock, education at the top.
That's the big four.
Yeah. In another sense, on the dock, I think those are supposed to be your 4 most used apps.
Yeah, you're a big FaceTimer, are you?
I do not FaceTime really at all.
Oh, but you probably call a lot of people.
No, I call you to let me into the building. Yeah. And Safari is probably my least used browser out of all of them.
But you got Spotify on there.
Spotify, I do use a lot of.
Got a little bit of customization there. Yeah, that is a bit chaotic. And frankly, I think I'm going to be sick just looking at that.
I just don't. I don't know what I would change.
Inside the mind of a madman.
Yeah.
Right here.
Special look at 7 inside the mind of a madman.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about being a madman, I did something a little crazy. And by crazy, I mean actually a little concerning, but.
Okay. But we're going to frame it in a humorous light.
Exactly. I was driving around just as one does. And I've got the radio on. It's telling me to update my car insurance or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But while I'm driving, I'm sort of humming this song in my head. Also, don't remember what the song was, but that's not important to the story.
Good.
And I'm thinking in my head, it's a good song. So I reach over to the radio and turn it up and say, I want like this to be louder. Right?
Yeah.
As if that would somehow turn up the song in my head.
Sure.
And lo and behold, that did not happen.
It didn't work like that.
There's no sort of Neuralink implanted into the radio.
I was going to say, maybe not yet, but in the future.
In the future, that would be pretty cool and also pretty concerning.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what it did do. It did turn up that particular insurance commercial to a blaring volume, or to the point where I was like, that was kind of painful. Because it got to a point where I was just turning it up and nothing was happening. It's like that's not louder. It's not louder at all. I'm still going. It's like, oh wow. Okay.
I would have loved to be kind of in the environment or had other people in the environment with you. Where they're like, why
guys, this song slaps. Okay, this is a great song.
Oh, I love this ad. It's like, are you getting paid?
Right? Can you hear this? You guys hearing this?
Yeah, Geico NIL deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit concerning. But yeah, maybe one day, Neuralink, little chips embedded in the mind.
Sure.
Nothing wrong with that. Well,
I would like to be able to use my car to Shazam the song in my head to then put it on the radio.
Specifically
that would be
my
crazy.
car. I want to use my car for that.
Yeah.
I don't want just a direct in my mind connection.
No.
That would tell me it. Do you think you would ever get one of those? A Neuralink brain implant?
Not right away.
Not right away.
I'm not getting the V1.
What about like V20?
V20? I'll get earlier. V20.
What V are you getting?
Well, I don't know. Okay, so I'll give some benchmarks. I would not get a Neuralink implant within like the first 5 years automatically. So it's not happening.
Yeah.
After that, just depending like reception and like health.
Cell reception. And
sure. Yeah. Are we talking 5G?
Right.
Just, public perception maybe is what I meant to say.
Okay.
But also like health issues or like health impacts. We're looking at maybe 10 years.
Yeah. I feel like even 10 years, it's like, do you really know the full implications?
I know. So that's why I'm kind of wobbling on this, really not giving a straight answer.
I think my tentative response is I wouldn't get one.
You wouldn't get one?
At all.
Okay. That's totally fair.
Is easy to say now, but once you get like everyone's got one and like they're I feel like it does present the opportunity to be like miles ahead of like everyone else. And so I would just have to kind of forfeit that, I feel like.
Well, I think, it's when it gets to a point where your entire society kind of functions off of, or like a big portion of it, like how we have smartphones now.
Yeah. But you can still get by without a smartphone.
Exactly. But, are you at a disadvantage because of that?
Probably.
Maybe
not.
So I don't know. I would say, definitely not before 5 years.
I feel like even more than the smartphone, it's like the internet.
Sure.
I feel like it's like going no internet versus the internet. It's like you could live off the land.
You definitely could, and a lot of people do.
But in kind of the urban areas, I feel like you almost have to have the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. Maybe not.
Yeah. So you're saying never.
Because, and this is my reasoning, mostly out of fear.
Yeah,
to be completely honest.
I'd say that's a pretty good reason.
Because like, if my phone gets hacked, okay, that's fine. If my brain gets hacked, that is concerning. Like, being a hacker. Oh, some dude over in France hacks into your brain, and now you can't see anymore. Oh,
there goes your eyesight.
Well, what are you going to do? Yeah. Like you have no sensory.
Erases the last 10 years of your life.
Yeah.
That's definitely a pretty big fear.
Right.
I would say that's why I'm waiting. I'm not sure that I would want like something that could connect to the internet. Like I feel like I would just want like an implant that has like some certain set of features, but it's not like internet accessible or kind of wireless accessible at all.
I could get more behind that. Get more behind that. Still definitely have some concerns about that.
Definitely.
I feel like that could be interesting.
There's sort of a trade-off there with then you can't, look things up in your brain. but
yeah, you could still have a lot of knowledge on that chip. So, it's a possibility.
But first week of classes, in the books,
how did
as in you got your books. You got a few Intro to Christianity books.
Intro to some. The Intro to Christianity is not part of per class.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to
you just wanted introduction.
Return to the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Let's see. Trying to build up some of those basic skill sets there. That is of my own selection. I did get some books for my History of Early Christianity class, including but not limited to the Bible.
Yeah, which I feel like that's a pretty big one.
One of the major
in
books,
general.
One of the major books.
Probably be studying that a lot in the class.
Maybe not. that is a primary source. We're going to be looking at a variety of sources in class. So
I would imagine primary, secondary sources.
Sure. Tertiary even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Try that on for size. But yeah, we got that. I also got an online book. For what class? Can't remember. One of my classes got this online book. And they charged me for it. Can you believe that?
For the online book?
For the online book. But not only that, they also charged me for a delivery fee for the book.
A delivery fee for an online book?
Online book.
How does that work?
I don't know. The charging was very simple on their side. It cost me extra money.
How much was the delivery fee? Do you remember?
It's a couple bucks.
That's unbelievable.
Relative to the actual book, drop in the bucket. But
as we know, that really adds up.
But I think on principle, I have to reject that.
Well, definitely. It certainly doesn't cost a couple dollars to deliver a PDF to your computer.
I mean, maybe back in the day, I don't know how long the system has been in place, but
sure, they've got just a very inefficient kind of transfer system.
I guess so.
And I would imagine it's not even
someone in the back with a USB.
Yeah.
And he sticks into the server and then sticks into another place on the server.
Maybe they hired someone to type up this PDF for you specifically or something.
I mean, it also took like a little bit for me to get it. And I'm like, why can't I just
ridiculous.
Get it right away?
Yeah. Seems like they should have that preloaded on their server or something.
You would think. So I don't know exactly what's going on there, but I was pretty outraged at that.
The online books, just, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I'm really not. I get that it's convenient, but it's just the hassle of like, I've got at least 4 different accounts to 4 different online book providers.
Yeah.
Never remember which is which.
Yeah.
I had to make a new account yesterday for my finance book.
Uh-oh.
And I'm logging in. It's saying, put in your course code. So I put in my activation code. Actually, wrong code. There's 2 codes.
Yeah, there's a course code.
There's a course code and an activation code.
By what you just said.
So you got to put in the course code first, then you got to put in the activation code.
Yeah, it's kind of a 2-factor.
It's a two-factor authentication. Well, it might be 3rd-factor actually, or 3-factor rather, because after you put both of those in and they say, okay, you've activated your textbook, but you have no account to associate this with, so you need to make an account.
Okay.
And I said, you know what, fair enough. I'll make an account. I go ahead and do that and log in, and my book's nowhere to be found because I guess they couldn't associate it with the account I just made.
Yeah, it wasn't associated.
So I go back. I activated a second time, which doesn't seem like that should be able to happen.
Yeah, certainly
in general, but I'm glad that I did because I got my textbook finally.
Thank goodness.
Another thing that was interesting was in my marketing class. At first I thought I had read it wrong, but the professor put something like, we will be doing a simulation on this website or with this service or whatever. Yeah. And I wasn't entirely sure what that meant. I wasn't sure if we were doing some sort of virtual reality experiment or what.
Marketing kind of stuff.
But, she used the wording like, you need to purchase the simulation from this provider or something. And when I think of simulation, I don't think of something I have to purchase for a class. But
that's where you're wrong.
You took this class. Do you know what this is referring to?
Specific class.
Okay.
But I do have an idea. I do think there's marketing simulations where you get to like select what like markets you're going, like what target market, like what.
So it's an interactive simulation.
Yeah. So I think you're going to be competing with other people in your class.
Oh my gosh.
And you basically get to choose where you spend your advertising dollars and like who you're going after. And like you get to like level up aspects of your product or something like that. And so that's going to appeal more to different people and stuff like that.
I played the fake stock market back in the day.
Same, actually.
I've done that simulation. I haven't done something as complex as this. Although I did run a pretty successful lemonade stand on cool math games for a few years. We kind of expanded our enterprise to a few different locations.
Put that on the resume.
Eventually had to close down due to lack of city permits or something.
Yeah, market pressures.
It's competition.
Yeah.
Anyway, I also got my textbooks. I've got another complaint. These are just coming out of nowhere, I guess. But I order my textbooks from the bookstore. They send me an email. They're saying, okay, they're in transit.
Yes.
Great.
I've got a book in transit right now.
Okay, great. Well, it might not be because I did an update that says, okay, 2 of your things have arrived. The other one's still in transit. All right. So I'm thinking I'll wait until I get another email, and I'm waiting. Nothing comes until finally I get this other email that's saying, by the way, you got an order for pickup here.
Yeah.
Like you should come get this. And I'm like, you never told me that my last thing came.
Yeah.
So I go there half expecting to only get 2 items, and I actually get all 3.
Oh.
So you should double check because maybe it's there.
I might need to do that then.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't pay the fee.
I did not pay the email notification fee, I guess.
Yeah, you have to pay for that. That's another couple bucks if you want to know when they come in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll get a passive aggressive email saying, "No, you got it."
It was kind of passive aggressive. I want to see if I can find it now. It also had the weirdest subject line. It was like the subject line was,
"You gonna pull through?"
Well, that might have made more sense. Let me see if I can find it. But it was just a sequence of letters and numbers.
Oh, good.
So I half thought it was spam. Oh yeah, here we go. 0507 MGR
from Gershon. Actually,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah. Reminder from the store director, directly from her. So that's crazy.
You're really holding up the whole operation,
I guess,
by not coming through in a timely manner. So, yeah.
Anyway, how have your classes been going just in this first week?
They've been going great. 2 of them actually are not going at all because I dropped them.
Okay.
So I am down to 4 classes now, 12 credit hours.
Great.
The criminology and the nutrition classes have gone by the wayside.
Oh, wow.
So sad to see them go, but they've been voted off the island.
Mm-hmm.
I am still in business strategy class. Might be doing a simulation. Actually, we're not, because I know we're not going to be doing that.
Okay, great.
But maybe I'll do that on my own. Maybe I'll join your class.
You should join my simulation. Help me out.
Yeah, that would be fun.
If you could join as a student and purposefully do very badly in the simulation, that might kind of make everyone else look better.
That, yeah, I could see what I can do about that. No, we are going to be picking an industry and then a company in that industry and doing kind of a strategic audit of them.
Okay.
So if you've got any industries that you want.
What do you mean by strategic audit? Are you talking like about cost effectiveness or just,
Maybe.
Okay, great.
Could be cost. Could be, I think we're looking at the old SWOT analysis.
Great. I learned about that, several.
Business strategy.
Yeah.
Design studio.
That's right.
Well, capstone course. And then we got the extracurriculars. Well, they are extra space curriculars. They are still curriculars, but I've got intro to deep learning. Going to be learning pretty deeply.
Mm-hmm.
Neuralink, hit me up. And another one, history of early Christianity.
That's right. Talked about that.
Which, I don't know, maybe the class I'm most excited for. Hard to say. Business strategy is also shaping up. Intro to deep learning, haven't done much for that because it's an online class. So I'm kind of where you were at last semester.
Gotcha.
And that I'm maybe a little bit behind. But this history of early Christianity class, first day, I mean, this professor, can we just say, would kill it at Two Truths and a Lie. Or just any sort of fun fact game.
Okay.
Or just not even a game, just fun facts.
He has a very interesting life.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, she grew up.
Sorry.
No, you're good. She grew up in Idaho in a Pentecostal cult for the first 16 years of her life.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know that she grew up in Idaho. But she went to college in Idaho.
Okay.
At Boise State.
She wasn't a cult, though.
She wasn't a cult.
Or was that the lie?
That was not the... Well, hey, I don't know. Grew up in a Pentecostal cult for 16 years. Dropped that. Then she went to college at Boise State. And she was like, yeah, I went to college in Idaho. This was not the university where the Idaho killings happened. So don't worry about that or whatever.
What is she referring to?
Have you not heard about this? There's like this guy who just went into this house and killed
I did hear about that.
A couple people. Yeah. He's been caught. Well,
a suspect has been apprehended.
Yes. I don't know if he's been found guilty. So unclear. He was a criminology student, and that's part of why I dropped. I was like, hey, I don't want to take any chances here.
Yeah.
Right? Both for becoming that or interacting with that. But anyway, so she's like, don't worry, not the same college, which is like, wasn't worried, but
now I am a little.
Yeah. And then she said, but I did live in that house. And I was like, oh
now
my
gosh. Now I really am worried.
That takes it up a notch.
Yeah.
So I was pretty floored. And
yeah,
I was like, these are great fun facts. Keep them coming. She didn't, but maybe throughout the semester. Who knows? Who knows what we've got in store. Then she said, there's this dude, Jesus, and he was around. And I was like, that's crazy. But anyway.
So this is early Christianity then?
Oh, yeah. It's actually pre-Jesus. Pre-Christianity is where we're at right now. We went through the history of Judaism in about a day. So really moving fast.
Yeah, definitely, I would say.
Yeah, went through about 1,000 years in 45 minutes. So not bad. But yeah, it's officially from like the birth of Jesus to 500 AD. So that's where we're at. What we'll be working through. So should be a good class, should be a good professor. And we'll go from there. How are your classes outside of books and whatnot?
I've got my 2 online classes.
Yep.
Finance and marketing. I'm not entirely sure what is going on with those.
Okay.
You know, I read the syllabuses.
Right.
And I'm just kind of like, I don't know what I'm entirely supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there are videos that I'm supposed to be watching. If there are, I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
I mean, I've looked for them, but they're nowhere to be found. I'm not entirely sure, you know, what assignments are there. How am I being graded? I looked at the syllabus. It didn't really say.
Okay, good.
So we're just going to kind of roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my in-person classes, we've got internet systems programming.
Sure.
We've got data and network security. Internet systems programming.
Is that the 9:30?
It is the 9:30. Yep. I don't know that I have too much to say about it.
Okay.
To be honest.
Good or bad?
It's,
or is it one of the situations where it's like, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all?
I would say I don't have much to say about it because it has just been really nothing. There's nothing special about it.
Okay.
I'll say that.
All right. There you go.
I may be doing a little no pass action on that class. Data and network security, though, you know, a lot of fun. Okay. You know, so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot more than my other cybersecurity class last semester.
Wow.
So that's great already. We've done a few kind of interactive activities, which most activities are, but
yeah,
we've done a few activities where we've pretended to be, you know, eavesdroppers in communications.
Okay.
And, you know.
Did you just play telephone? Is that?
No, it was more like there was a transmitter and a receiver passing a message, and then we got to see the message, but it was encrypted.
Sure.
So we tried to crack it, and, you know, we did.
There you go.
And for some reason, they were sending chocolate to the other person. Not actual chocolate, but the word chocolate.
Okay. For some reason, they were. Well, that's pretty vital. Cool.
And yeah, professor, he's relatively new, but also seems to be, you know, good.
Good. There we go.
Yeah.
New and good.
He also, you know, a great sign, which I wish more professors took this approach, was he said that I'm totally fine with everyone here getting an A.
That's excellent.
Which, some professors do not abide by that cardinal rule.
Yeah. It's kind of the unspoken rule. Yeah. My business strategy professor did something similar, but kind of in reverse. She was like, I don't see anyone getting above an F. No, she said, I don't think I've given a grade below a B-.
Oh, wow.
So that's still, comforting, but not quite as much as your prof. But anyway, a good first week.
In all, a good first week.
Did you end up making it to class on Friday for your 9:30?
I did not attend my 9:30 class. Thank you for bringing that up, by the way.
Maybe that would contribute to not being able to say much about it.
So I don't have a ton to talk about it on Friday specifically, but I did make it to my 1:30 class. So
proud of you. You go. I mean, you got to get the shower in. So
that's right. I'm never not going to shower. So
that's right. Never not working. How is the job hunt for you? Has it? You've got a lot going on right now. So is it kind of taken a back seat?
It has taken a bit of a back seat.
Fair enough.
Which is not to say that it hasn't taken a back seat for when I didn't have a lot of stuff going on.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm not super worried about it. Maybe I should be because there's been a ton of tech layoffs. But
there's been quite a bit.
I'm not super worried about it. It's going to be a really busy week.
Yeah.
So we don't have a lot of time for that.
What do we have going on this week? We specifically. So I'll only mention things that we both have.
All right. So this week we'll probably record our next episode after this one. But me specifically, we've got I don't know why I said we. I've got, maybe you if you decide to help out, which you said you might.
Yeah.
I've got my huge Horn Hacks hackathon event.
There you go.
24 hours this weekend. Well, not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yes. This upcoming weekend.
The weekend when this releases.
Sure.
And, we're scrambling to get everything finalized and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of logistics.
Yeah.
Good news, though. Went into the student organization financial services to check our balance, the balance of our organization, because you have to go into the office to do that.
Wow.
Which is a bit of a hassle. They really should set up some sort of online method.
Even an ATM.
But it turns out, we have a lot more money than I thought we did.
Wow. Exciting.
Not sure where it came from, but
helpers can get paid then?
It means that I will pay you in sort of 3 meals, which are also being provided to all the participants. But I'll pay you with a pat on the back, some gratitude.
Wow,
which you don't get a lot
more
of
in the account than
I
thought.
Yeah, we've done about 10 pats on the back.
Yeah,
kind of in reserve.
Yeah, we like to keep those around just in case.
Which, by the way, the student organization financial services. Let's just call it SOFs. Let's just shorten it to SOFs. They're the worst.
Okay.
Not the people in there. People are great. They're friendly and helpful. It's more the bureaucracy of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of red tape, and I don't think anyone's a fan of red tape. It's just, I'm sure all of these rules exist to prevent, embezzlement and stealing university funds and all that nonsense. But it really is just such a hassle to get anything paid for, is what I found when you're running a somewhat costly event.
Yeah.
So
it's unbelievable. It's almost like they don't want you to take money from the university.
It is almost like they want to make you a pretty cost effective club, which I do not appreciate.
Right. That is something that we've run into with some events that I've had, that you get prizes, competitions, like a Mario Kart tournament, for example. And, you just get a $20 gift card or something like that. But apparently,
don't do the gift cards.
You have to, they take it out of your scholarship money.
Yeah.
If you get a gift card or something.
I saw that as well.
It's okay.
Well, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah. I don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
But okay, whatever. So it's just if you get other things, those don't come out of your scholarship.
No, it's just the gift cards.
That's good to know. I went to not a karaoke event. I went to a bingo event. Same kind of thing. Made more similar when you understand that it's a music bingo. There was a music bingo going on. So they would play a song.
Was this interactive bingo?
I interacted with it in a sense.
Okay.
It was pretty one way though.
Sure.
And then it goes from the music to me to my card. And so you get a card of a bunch of different songs arranged on there. I think they said they were pulling from the top 100. Where they got those numbers, I don't know. If those really are the top 100, I feel pretty old because I don't recognize like any of them. There were like 10 at least SZA songs on this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I had 3 on my card.
10% of the top 100.
Yes, I had 3 on my card. And I was like, whoa, that seems like a lot.
Yeah.
And then there were so many SZA songs. I'm like, how are none of these on my, how are these 3 not any of them?
So do you have to recognize the song to be able to mark it, or do they tell you? Or
in a sense. So
is it mainly the lyrics correspond to the song title? To be helpful.
That is kind of an issue that I had with the event is that, they're kind of figuring it out as they went. The RAs were putting this on for the dorm. And yeah, so they're like, one of them was like, yeah, and so after the song plays, we'll tell you what it is and you can mark it off. But then the other one steps in and he goes, no, you have to recognize it. And then
my gosh,
we asked like, well, can we Shazam it? And she's like, yeah, that works. And so it's like, everyone is just like pulling up their phone.
Yeah.
And so it ended up being the same effect. And eventually, like some of the songs they didn't play for long enough. And so then they would announce it. So it's like, it seems a little bit of a continuity issue here.
Definitely. How did you do?
Didn't do great.
Okay.
Didn't do great. First of all, I think you really realize this is all luck.
Sure.
I'm not doing anything. I'm really just kind of a robot here.
Kind of a
situation.
A very statistically random game.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But yeah, so you free space, boom, got that marked off. We're
doing well right out the bat.
Yeah. We got kind of close and then we stalled out. So they did the traditional bingo 5 in a row situation. That person got 6 meal swipes worth of snacks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot. And it's a decent amount, but it's like
$53, I think.
Something like that. From the C-store.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if there was trail mix in there or not. Can't speak to that. But there were Pringles. So
great.
That's exciting.
I love those.
6 meal swipes worth of Pringles.
Oh my gosh. Too many.
Yeah. So we got that. Then they were like, all right, now we're doing the in. So you have to get basically 3 bingos in specific order. So you have to get 2 outsides.
That seems incredibly difficult.
And a diagonal. Yeah. I think I just about got everything but the N at some point.
Right, I've got the inverse N.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
What do I win for that?
That counts. And so that person won a laundry kit, which is a thing of Tide Pods and I think like 2 fabric softeners.
Also a snack basket.
Yeah, exactly.
We were called to about 3 years ago.
Yeah, if not more.
Don't eat Tide Pods, kids.
Yeah, we're anti that. I'll tell you that much. I haven't done it.
Neither have I.
And then there were 2 fabric softeners.
2 fabric softeners.
Yeah, I think.
Do you really use fabric softener?
No, I don't. So that would be.
I don't think a lot of college students do.
But that one lucky winner, they have the opportunity to have very soft.
They can use extra fabric softener.
They can use as much as they want, and then go back to the hard life.
Yeah.
Once you soften the fabric, does it roughen back up, or does it stay soft?
I don't know.
Roughens back
I haven't
up.
really used it.
The other thing
I could ask my mom because I think she used to fabric soften my clothing.
Okay.
But
back in the day.
Yeah, but way back when.
The other thing is, are my clothes not soft? Because I feel like I'm doing pretty okay.
They're mostly designed that way. So I would say that they are, yeah.
You'd say they are soft?
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree.
Most clothing is designed to be soft.
So it seems like, why do I need to soften it? You know, I personally don't have an issue with where I'm at. So I think it's probably a blessing that I didn't get that kit. Because if I had gone to the softened, maybe I wouldn't be able to go back.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of like you don't know what you don't have.
Yeah, exactly. And then the third place prize, which I don't think you could pick. I probably would have tried to negotiate, but you had to go in this particular order. The third place prize, which I was really eyeing, was a roadside emergency kit for your car. Like,
seems like the most useful.
I could get behind that.
The least consumable out of all of those things, maybe.
Right. Well, you don't know that. You don't know what's in there.
Yeah, well, what was in there?
I don't know.
You don't know either.
There was a nylon or an orange vest.
So probably not consumable.
I probably won't eat that.
Yeah, me neither.
There might be some snacks in there. I could see that being part of a roadside kit, but there's probably not.
I'm thinking
it was a bag that was zipped up, so I couldn't see it. That's why I don't.
I'm thinking, blanket maybe, flashlight.
Yes.
Possibly jumper cables. I don't know.
Those all sound like great options.
Feel like when I hear roadside emergency kit, I'm not thinking
snacks,
full meal.
Yeah. You're thinking trail
5
mix.
Courses.
Right.
Trail mix, maybe. That seems like a pretty appropriate place.
You're thinking Doritos.
I am thinking Doritos. I'm thinking trail mix. I'm thinking travel snacks is what I'm thinking.
Exactly. So I was really eyeing that. They originally had said, we're going to do blackout for round 3, which I was a fan of because I was pretty close to that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, that's going to take too long. We'll just do another in round. So whoever gets the next
in. That's not great.
So I didn't love that.
Yeah.
It's farther away from that. But anyway, so it was a time. We got to chat with some folks that I don't usually. So, in that sense, I don't regret it. But in almost every other sense, I do.
Okay.
But anyway, so I don't know where I was going, where I got with that.
Well, we were originally talking about softs and payments.
Yeah, so I would not have refunded. Wouldn't have had to refund the roadside safety kit had I gotten it. Right. As far as we know, maybe there's some gift cards in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's also a rule with raffling. I'm not sure if bingo counts as a raffle. In a sense, it counts as like many raffles over and over again. But
yeah,
I don't know if you count your bingo card as a very complex raffle ticket or not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. In the sense that it's luck only. I would say.
Anyway, that's all I've got to say about that. About the payment side of things. For the event, I'm excited for it. It's a great time.
Yeah.
It was a great time last year. So
sure. Yeah, I mean, are you going to send me the volunteer sheet? Or?
I will send you the volunteer sheet.
Okay.
I've been waiting for the actual members of the club to sign up first.
Okay.
I said you guys get first pick, and then I'll send it to everybody else.
Okay.
That was interesting. So
we'll see. I will say, if they take kind of the daytime slots, which I could definitely see them doing, we'll see if I sign up for it. Because I've actually been getting my sleep on track here. It's kind of surprising, frankly. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I would say it's somewhat miraculous, given where I was to where I am now. I'm going to bed 11, 12 p.m.
Wow.
a.m. respectively. And then getting up around 8. It's a great time.
That is respectable.
I would recommend. Yeah. Do you respect me?
I respect you. I do not respect. I haven't been respecting that sleep schedule.
Okay.
In the same way, I've been going to sleep around 2, 3 in the morning.
That's
waking
not bad
up.
For you.
It's not. It's actually an improvement.
I respect you for that.
And I've been waking up around. It changes day to day. All right. I'm not one to wake up at the same time every day. Because I don't have the same things every day. So
seems too logical, too rational.
So I'll wake up at 8:30 a.m. on certain days. I'll wake up at 11 a.m. on other days.
Yeah. Why not? I will say, I'm waking up around 8. Then the question is, when am I getting out of bed?
Sure.
that's maybe a little bit less respectable.
Always a big difference.
Yeah. But I think the first day took me maybe a couple hours.
Okay.
But then we cut that in half, and we just keep cutting it in half, and we're chipping away at the old block.
Mm.
The thing, was I proud of that? Not necessarily, but I was like, that's still a win, because you can't get out of bed earlier if you're not awake earlier.
Definitely.
And so it's kind of a 2-step process for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
I do feel like those are two kind of misleading metrics that you kind of can interchange with one another to give a different meaning for each one. So let's say someone says, hey, when do you wake up? Oh, I wake up at 8 a.m.
Yeah. 8 a.m. every morning.
Or someone says, how much sleep do you get? I'm in bed until 11 a.m.
Right.
So
you tell me.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a pretty good amount.
That doesn't answer my question. When do you go to bed?
Yeah.
But then you could finagle that a little bit.
Well, I think that's good for you.
Thank you. I did want to boast a bit.
Yeah, I just don't know if I can get on board or that I even want to.
Okay. What's the hesitation?
The hesitation is I do not like doing work during the day.
Okay. Do you like doing work at night?
Not a glowing recommendation of myself. I do. I actually prefer it.
And do you like it?
Do I like it?
Yeah.
I don't like doing work at all.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
But I greatly prefer it doing it at night. I'll pull out my laptop at 11 p.m.
Sure.
And I'll work until 2 in the morning.
See that's good. And I would do that sometimes, but most of the times I would just kind of stay up and maybe watch some YouTube.
Sure.
Or watch a movie or something like that. And it's like, well,
I can't really justify this anymore.
Yeah, this isn't really work. And so I was like, maybe we should cut this out. But hey, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to impede your lifestyle.
And don't think
here.
that you are, because
I wouldn't dream of it.
I'm not changing.
You
can't make me.
Yeah, exactly. I guess just a question, because I'm about to go to the dining hall, and we'll probably not. I don't think she's working, but I might be confronting some issues coming up here. Most notably, I don't know. Just give me your advice on this. There's this worker at the dining hall, very friendly, very, very, very kind. Always greeting people with a smile, and she'll, greet you by name if you go by enough. And she did. She would say, "Hey, Nathan, welcome. How are you doing? All that stuff." And it was great. Now, something happened over break, because now when I go through, she goes, "Hey, Matthew, how's it going?" And the first time I was like,
maybe I misheard
I didn't
you.
quite hear it. And
Sure.
I was like, I don't think I'm going to I'm not going to, ask, what did you say my name was? Because I was just like, I'll go along with it. I probably misheard that. The second time through that she scanned me in, now I'm like, okay, I did hear it that time. And now I'm in a tough spot, because is it worth it to kind of, adjust? Or, correct her on that? Or do I just live as Matthew in this kind of alter ego situation?
Yeah.
Because it's not even like when someone asks for your name and then they get it wrong.
Sure.
It's like they, because then you can be more like, oh, you can take on more of the responsibility yourself. Like, oh, I didn't pronounce that correctly.
Sure.
That I'm going to say it again so that you get it. This one's a little bit more proactive. And so it's like, I really appreciate the gesture. And so it's like, do I protect against her feeling bad if she recognizes that, oh, actually his name's Nathan?
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
It is a bit different than sort of, our episode 1 scenario where so many episodes ago where I would just not correct someone.
So I guess that's your answer.
I would, that's my answer.
Okay, don't correct.
I would not, because, at the end of the day, you know that she thinks that your name is Matthew,
Right.
So the thought, the kind gesture is still there. Is it not entirely correct? Debatable. Maybe change your name.
Yeah.
But
considering we got the paperwork ready to go.
I think the gesture is intact.
The gesture's intact.
The gesture is intact. And is that what matters? Did she hurt your feelings when she got your name wrong or anything?
I also feel like there's kind of a flip side to the coin, like, look, I don't know. When I scan my card, I don't know what comes up on her screen. I'm guessing not my name because
maybe
because otherwise I feel like the one-time Matthew would be shut down. But yeah, because I feel like she would feel bad if she calls me Matthew for the next weeks, and then she's like, "Oh, that's not your name."
Yeah, I mean, maybe. So first off, I didn't realize this was the person scanning your card.
Yes, yeah,
but that changes a little bit because I feel like your name would show up.
Yeah, I would kind of maybe think.
And so now I'm thinking maybe she's sort of testing you.
She's running a little social experiment.
She's thinking, how many times can I get away with saying his name wrong before he just, throws social convention out the window and says, actually, it's Nathan.
That would be kind of a fun experiment to run as a card scanner.
I don't want to, accuse her of any malicious intent, but I don't want to completely.
I don't think it's malicious. I think it's scientific.
You think it's scientific?
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I mean, I would feel like that scientific experiment is slightly malicious in a way, in that it's causing you some undue, not psychological distress,
I am
but
distressed.
Some undue, some questioning on your part of, you're seriously considering changing your name.
Yeah, I am. I really am. Yeah, I like that idea from her though.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe just
directly I go along with it.
Okay,
to say, I like what you're doing there.
Maybe if you find out her name, maybe
I do think I know
throw
her
it
name.
back, but a different name,
a wrong
name.
See, okay, this is also the thing, is that maybe she's sending me a message because I call her Lori,
and you're not sure that that's her name.
I'm not entirely sure.
Well, this changes everything.
I've never asked her name, and maybe her name's not Lori. She does have an embroidered polo that says Lori on it, with her, like, it's like a dining employee.
It's not just like, are you sure that's not a brand name?
It's not like a Ralph Lauren.
Yeah,
that you got customized.
I think her name is Ralph. I'm not sure why.
Or Lauren.
Yeah,
is that your name?
Yeah,
Lauren. Yeah. So I mean, maybe it's a secondhand polo, and so maybe her name's not Lori and she just wears that. Yeah. So maybe she's sending me a message. I feel like there's a lot of soul searching that I can do here. As to what exactly.
I think maybe if you just, if you're tired of playing games, just directly confront her. Hey, are you running some sort of social experiment on the dining hall
I think
attendees?
that would go over quite well.
And you either get a yes or a no. I mean, I don't know that there's any other way about it. So
yeah. Maybe what I should do instead is, because look, I don't think I'm going to correct her. Let's just say that.
Okay.
I'm not really in that state. I went to Blaze the other day, and the guy asked me my name.
They're the kings of getting names wrong.
They really are. And, I go, Nathan, and he gets the name right, but he goes, E-N? And like, as he's writing it, I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Like, yeah, that's all right.
If you wanted that. Why, E-N?
Nathen. That's a somewhat common misspelling, but most people don't spell it that way.
But do people actually spell Nathan like that?
I don't know.
Because I've never seen that before in my life.
I would say probably not.
Okay.
Natheniel. Something like that. It's short for Natheniel.
Okay, that makes sense. That's probably why I haven't seen it.
Yeah. But in general, he wasn't a guy I really wanted to mess with.
Okay,
I'll say that.
Right.
The person before me, I don't know what was going on exactly, but he was kind of like berating them a little bit for not telling him thank you.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, seems like he's not having a great day. So that's fine.
So my name's Nathan.
I still didn't fully commit to that because I was like, yeah, that's all right. So I didn't completely embrace it. But I just didn't want to cause him trouble. And
sure.
And I think he's kind of saw through that, frankly, that half attempt. And he's like, all right, well, it's Friday. So, which first off, one of the better excuses, just say it's and then say the day.
It pretty much always works.
Yeah.
It's Thursday.
It's January. So what are you going to do?
2023.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It's
sleep day.
Yeah. 18 years since Katrina. So that's what do you expect? I think that's one of the better things to do. So, I'm not going to correct him on the spelling. I'm not going to correct Lori or, whatever her name is.
Or her actual name.
So I think what I need to do is more so prepare what I'm going to say if she finds out. And I've always liked the name Matthew.
And I actually wanted my name to be Matthew.
I've considered changing my name, so this was a good trial run. Something like that.
That's an option.
Yeah.
There's something that I just remembered, which is one of the things we first suggested in episode 1. And I already know your table of this. You could put on your name tag. Just wear it to the dining hall, just kind of while you're sending your card. Got it. Like, oh, hey, how's it? Hey, Lori? What? Lori, hey.
I see on your shirt that your name's Lori.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
And just and then you got Nathan right there. And you had the name tag on last episode, so you're not afraid of wearing it just whenever you want.
Yeah. Whenever it feels right.
Definitely an option.
No rules, just right.
Yep.
Put on that name tag. Well, thanks for working through that with me, Brian. I really appreciate that. I've got some things to think about, and so appreciate that. If you've got any more suggestions or folks at home, let me know. But other than that, how about we call it there?
Yes, I think we shall.
There we go. Episode 35. Maybe. You know what it is.
Yeah, I think it's 35.
Yeah. There we go. In the books. See you, folks.
I usually do have time for God, but just not today.
It's not today. That's the best part. It's tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
So
they say Sunday is the day to do work. The day to do work. They say Sunday is the day where you do work.